So late Friday, a story broke which I think only rivals the announcement, the official announcement, that Ben Affleck would be playing Batman. And I think it's very fitting that the two most exciting announcements about Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice have to do with Batman. And of course, I'm talking about the rumor, but I think at this point, heavily confirmed rumor, or proven rumor, I guess, because it's not confirmed, but it might as well be at this point, because it's confirmed by an extra on the set, and that is that Jenna Malone will be playing Carrie Kelley, aka Robin, in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. And it looks like Warner Brothers almost got away with keeping this a secret, which is stunning and would have been a real coup if they had managed to do so. But I don't think this ruins the moment. I think that even though we now know it's coming, when we see Carrie Kelley show up in Batman v Superman, even if it's just for one action sequence, which seems to be the case so far, the audience is going to go nuts. It's not such great news for Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, because I think Carrie Kelley, especially played by Jenna Malone, is going to be tough to beat, but I think it's very good news for the movie. And just also, I think, women depicted in comic book movies. I think that this is just a great character to bring to the big screen and a great choice to play her. And she better be rocking the pixie boots and short shorts that, of course, Carrie Kelley does so famously in The Dark Knight Returns, and that I think Jenna Malone can totally pull off, complete with those glasses as well, those green sunglasses. I think she's going to look great, and I think she's one of the few casting announcements on this film that just seems dead on. Not, I have to have faith in the production, or this will be an interesting new take on the character. You're like, wow, yeah, that's Carrie Kelley. All right, so before we discuss the importance of bringing arguably the most famous sidekick of all time to the big screen in a major way, finally, especially after Christopher Nolan vowed he would never bring Robin to the big screen, but then kind of broke his own rule by at least putting him on screen but never putting him in costume. I guess that's how he feels he got away with it. Because, of course, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, John Blake, his middle name was Robin, and he acted certainly in a Robin-like manner in The Dark Knight Rises. But what's the proof here? Well, first, there was a rumor that she was going to be in the movie because of this damning photo of her having ice cream with Zack Snyder in Michigan, where of course they're shooting, or were shooting, a Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. And they have a prior relationship. She, of course, co-starred in Sucker Punch. Not the greatest movie, but it was the beginning of what might be a great partnership later on, with Jenna Malone working with Zack Snyder, and he chose her there. And you can see that she has kind of a spunky, funky look in that film, and you can maybe see the beginnings of a Carrie Kelley. So you can see why when he was casting the role, he thought, yeah, you know what? Let's go to my Sucker Punch pool of talent. There has to be something there worth salvaging. And her name is Jenna Malone. So, but it's not just the ice cream picture. No, that's certainly not going to confirm this. What did it was a news channel out in Michigan breaking an extra. Now, of course, they're all sued with the threat of, monetary fines by Warner Brothers for disclosing anything that they witness on set while being an extra on the production. So to protect this extra, they actually, distorted their voice and only showed their hands or something like that. They didn't show the person's face or even something that would be discernible. But you can bet if you were Warner Brothers' legal team right now, you'd be like, find me every extra and I want to see a picture of their hands. Because this is a major leak. And I think on a side note, it calls into question how they're going to handle extras going forward. Because apparently, making them sign non-disclosure agreements doesn't cut it. So we're going to have a situation where there's only a small known pool of extras that has a very strong relationship with the casting department and knows, that they're going to be picked out very easily, instead of just this nameless mass of people. And then also, are they going to be like, we better develop digital extras because having these people on set is just too much of a liability for these secretive productions. But what did the person spill? We'll get to that in a moment, but first, the other piece of evidence is this Instagram photo, which became very popular over the weekend, of Jenna Malone showing off her new red locks. And she had said, the quote for it was, "Drastic times call for drastic measures." And of course, that's not a quote from Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, but it certainly seems like something he would say to justify his actions. The ends justify the means. So it looks cool, and I think Jenna Malone makes for a mean redhead. What did this extra say was going to happen? Well, there's this big fight out apparently between Batman and Lex Luthor at this swank party, and it's so intense that the military has to even come in and intervene and be like, you can't do this in the middle of a city, guys. That's our gritty realism injected there. And of course, Carrie Kelley apparently is going to show up and help out. And I think that this just reminds us and assures us that at the very least, Zack Snyder can deliver an amazing action sequence. And this sounds like it's going to be a doozy. And there's some rumor that Nightwing might still show up as well, so maybe Batman's going to have a lot of help, and to have these kind of surprises during this fight, I think, even if we know the characters are coming, to actually see them revealed, I hope they don't show any footage of them in the trailer or anything like that, I think is going to just be, it's going to be really amazing to behold. And as I said, I trust in Zack Snyder, maybe not so much with story, not maybe so much with all his casting decisions, but I trust on him to deliver an amazing action sequence. And I think this sounds like it's going to be a famous one. I'd also like to point out how funny it is that it's Batman fighting Lex Luthor. That's what happens when you're the one with an Oscar and your buddy writes the script. So Henry Cavill, you just didn't have a chance to begin with. So I just think it's funny the way to see things breaking down. But this sounds like an action sequence I have to see. I'm really, really excited for it. Now let's talk about the importance of bringing Carrie Kelley over to the movies. Not just Robin, but a female Robin. Very interesting choice. I think, of course, points to the fact that Frank Miller, of course, has a good relationship with Zack Snyder, and that Zack Snyder is truly pulling off of The Dark Knight Returns. It makes sense considering that is probably, I think, Zack Snyder's biggest success to date, 300, because I think it was the best well received at the box office and critically and from fans. That's a movie everyone can agree turned out, whereas I think his later work, there's differences of opinion. So I think to throw back to Frank Miller, it's not only Zack Snyder going back to his roots, but it's a property that's hard to argue with. And we all saw the similarities even in that footage from Comic-Con, the leaked photos. We can see that that's the Dark Knight Returns armor that Ben Affleck is sporting. So he's going full Dark Knight Returns, and I think that you expect to see lots of things from that as well. Don't be surprised if you see a few of the shots lifted from the comic, because, again, that's worked so well for Zack Snyder in the past. But Carrie Kelley, beyond people being like, oh, hey, that's Carrie Kelley from The Dark Knight Returns, that storyline, she's never been as popular a Robin as some of the other Robins. So it's very interesting to see that she would be the one to finally get on the big screen in an effective way. Maybe they went with a female Robin because they're like, you know what? Let's just get as far away from the Chris O'Donnell Robin version as possible. And I can understand that. But I think that if I had to pick, I would have gone for Kid Robin. Actually having a small child play the role, I would pick actually the kid from Extant and Looper. He's a very talented young actor, and I think he would do a fantastic job. And so I would have liked to have seen that quite a bit, cast him as Damian Wayne. The current Robin, or soon to be again current Robin, right now he's taking a dirt nap, but he's on his way to being resurrected in Robin Rises. Great character, very popular. Also Dick Grayson Robin is very popular, and so is Tim Drake Robin. All very popular versions of Robin, but I guess we're at least should be happy it's not Spoiler Robin, one of the worst Robins ever. She's great as Spoiler, and she ended up making a great Batgirl, but as Robin, she was just so colossally incompetent that it was frustrating. I would actually put Carrie Kelley more on the level of Jason Todd. Famous, but not particularly well-loved, and the stories aren't looked at particularly fondly. Carrie Kelley's never really had her own story. She just appears in The Dark Knight Returns, when back then it was quite novel to make Robin a girl. But she's had a little bit of a resurrection, not only in the animated adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns, but also she came into the New 52. But then that idea kind of was jettisoned, when other things came into play and crossovers, etc. They made a big deal about introducing Carrie Kelley, but never really did anything with her, which I think is somewhat disappointing. Now, interestingly, they're saying that this Robin will stick around and maybe go into the Justice League movie. That's a rumor I heard floating around. That seems a little bit silly to me because Robin's never been in the Justice League. However, Cyborg only recently got promoted, so why not bring up another fellow Titan or Teen Titan, depending on how you're familiar with these characters. But how can you have Robin and Batman in the Justice League? I don't know. I mean, I think that one of the great things about Carrie Kelley is that it was so great to see her hanging around with this hulking Batman. Of course, Jenna Malone and Ben Affleck are closer in age than Carrie Kelley and Bruce Wayne were supposed to be. But I guess if they want to keep that imagery in the Justice League films, maybe they can go that way. And of course, there's supposed to be spin-off Batman solo efforts whenever they can fit them in. And I guess Jenna Malone will show up there as well. And maybe if they have Nightwing, if that rumor is correct. but maybe, so I can see it. But of course, Cyborg gets promoted, but then you have female Robin going in there. But I just think the whole thing's very interesting. I think this has tremendous potential. I'm very excited about it. I feel a little bad about, this is the version of Robin that, mainstream audiences are going to get, introduced to. Maybe Carrie Kelley will return in the New 52, although Damian's going to be like, what the hell? I hired you to teach me stuff, and now you're the new Robin. Remember what he tried to do to, of course, Tim Drake. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how well she's received. But as I said, I'm excited about it. I think this action sequence, at the very least, is going to be amazing. I think Jenna Malone, if she's dressed as Carrie Kelley as she should be, will look amazing. I think she's a great choice based on her popularity and what she did with Joanna Mason in the Hunger Games. She was very good there. Showed she could handle an action sequence. And I think, again, Gal Gadot has some competition just in her very own movie with another redhead like Black Widow. Redheads, so popular in comics, and it looks like being very popular in comic book movies. All right, so that's the big announcement, or, somewhat confirmed announcement. What do you think? Do you hope it's true? Do you think it's true? What do you think of bringing the female Carrie Kelley Robin to the big screen before any of the other versions that people like so much? And how do you feel about Batman v Superman the more we learn about it? And do you wish this had been kept a secret? A lot of different interesting things in play here, but I think with this one it's all good, and I can't wait to see it. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, and you can check out some more episodes right now.